Everyone thinks Toothless left because he found a girlfriend. The Light Fury showed up. They fell in love, and Toothless chose her over Hiccup. End of story. But that's not what actually happened. And there's a detail in the final scene that most fans completely missed, a detail that changes the meaning of the entire ending. Let me show you. At the end of How to Train Your Dragon 3, Hiccup makes the decision to let all the dragons leave. Toothless leads them to the hidden world. The two best friends say goodbye, and for the next 10 years they don't see each other. Most fans blame the Light Fury. They say Toothless got distracted by romance and abandoned his best friend. Some even call him a traitor. But here's what nobody talks about. Hiccup didn't lose Toothless. He deliberately sent him away, and the reason goes much deeper than love.
Clue number 1, Grimmel changed everything.
Before Grimmel showed up, Berk was working. Humans and dragons lived together. The system Hiccup built was holding. But Grimmel proved something terrifying. He proved that the dragons would never be safe as long as they lived alongside humans. Not because of Berk, because of the rest of the world. Grimmel hunted every single Night Fury to extinction. Toothless was the last one alive, and Grimmel found him specifically because he was living with humans. The dragons were visible, trackable, vulnerable. As Gobbers says in the film, one day Hiccup would face an enemy he couldn't beat, and that would be the end of the dragons. It didn't have to happen while Hiccup was alive. It could happen generations later. But eventually, someone worse than Grimmel would come.
That's the real reason, not romance. Survival.
Clue number 2. Toothless didn't want to leave. Watch the scene carefully. After Toothless visits the hidden world with the Light Fury, he comes back to Hiccup. He doesn't stay there. He returns. And here's the detail everyone misses. When they're flying back to New Berk, Toothless is visibly sad. Not happy, not excited about his new girlfriend. Sad. If Toothless had chosen the Light Fury over Hiccup, why would he be sad? He got what he wanted, but that's the point. He didn't choose. He came back to Hiccup because that's where he wanted to be. Even more telling, when the rumble horn roars to warn about danger, Toothless immediately abandons the Light Fury and flies to protect Hiccup. No hesitation, no second thought. His instinct is still to protect his best friend first.
Toothless never chose to leave Hiccup. Hiccup chose to send him away.
Clue number 3, the drawing in the sand. This is the detail that changes everything. In the short film Homecoming, which takes place during the 10-year separation, Toothless draws something in the sand. He doesn't draw the Light Fury. He doesn't draw his children. He doesn't draw the hidden world. He draws a line from himself to Hiccup. Think about what that means. After years apart, living a completely new life in the hidden world with his own family, the image Toothless puts into the sand is the connection between himself and Hiccup. Fans on the HTTYD wiki have analyzed this moment extensively. They argue that the drawing is symbolic of two things. First, that Toothless wants to fix the separation, that migrations are not permanent, and second, that the bond between dragon and human hasn't broken, is just waiting. Toothless didn't leave because he wanted to. He left because he understood that staying would put every dragon at risk, but he never stopped looking for a way back. Clue number 4. Hiccup didn't just lose a friend, he lost part of himself. In the first film, Hiccup loses his leg saving Toothless. From that moment forward, they are literally incomplete without each other. Hiccup can't walk properly without his prosthetic. Toothless can't fly without his artificial tail fin.
They were designed to need each other, and the ending of the third film breaks that design on purpose. When Hiccup gives Toothless the new tail fin that lets him fly independently, he's not just freeing his dragon, he's saying, "I love you enough to let you go, even though it breaks us both."
That's not a story about a dragon choosing a girlfriend. That's a story about a parent letting their child leave home, about growing up, about accepting that love sometimes means distance. Clue number 5. The reunion proves everything. The final scene of the trilogy is the most misunderstood moment in the entire franchise. Hiccup sails across the ocean with Astrid and their 2 children. They find Toothless, and at first Toothless doesn't recognize him. 10 years have passed, Hiccup has a beard, he looks completely different, and Toothless growls. He's defensive, wild, powerful. But then Hiccup stretches out his hand, the same gesture from the first film, and Toothless remembers. In that moment, everything comes flooding back. The bond, the trust, the friendship that literally changed the world. And what does Toothless do? He He doesn't just greet Hiccup, he lets Hiccup ride him again. They fly together, both families, into the clouds.
If Toothless had truly moved on, if he had chosen the light fury over Hiccup, this reunion wouldn't work. He wouldn't care, but he does, because the separation was never about choice. It was about sacrifice.
Now, some fans argue that the ending is simply bad writing, that Dean DeBlois couldn't figure out how to end the trilogy, so he forced a separation that doesn't make emotional sense. And honestly, I understand that frustration. Watching Hiccup and Toothless say goodbye is painful. It feels wrong. But here's why I think the ending's actually brilliant. Because it mirrors real life. The people we love most don't always stay with us, not because the love fades, but because life takes us in different directions. And the truest test of a bond isn't whether you stay together, it's whether you can find each other again after years apart. That's what the final scene proves. 10 years of silence, 10 years of living separate lives, and the moment Hiccup reaches out his hand, Toothless is right there. That's not a story about a dragon leaving his friend. That's a story about a friendship so strong that nothing, not distance, not time, not even a decade of separation, can break it. So here's what I think the real message is. Toothless didn't leave because of the light fury. He didn't leave because he wanted to. He left because Hiccup understood something painful, that loving someone means protecting them, even if protection means letting go. The hidden world isn't just a place, it's a promise that one day, when the world is ready, humans and dragons will be together again. And based on that final flight through the clouds, I think Toothless believes that day is coming. So here's my question. Do you think the dragons will ever come back permanently, or is the separation the true ending? Drop your theory in the comments. I want to see this debate.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to Dragon Theory. Tomorrow, we're covering every dragon species in the HTTYD universe. And there are way more than you think.
I'll see you then.